Hey gamers, so a lot of you have been asking questions about the hole and all the stats on it, and I decided to upload this video to my YouTube channel just to give you a full explanation, everything I've been doing, answer every question I've gotten so far, more in depth. So that's what this video is for, along with you getting a view of a raid I did and more of the time lapse. So the first question, number one, is what am I building? I am building a volcano, basically, but the inside is going to be a mixture of this futuristic style where everything's automated. There's auto sorters, there's anything futuristic. I plan on building like a geothermal generator, but I have a special plan for that. I'm not going to share exactly what I'm doing yet because it is very, very special, and I think it's going to be really cool once it's done. I'm keeping it a secret. It's also going to be mixed with cave-like interior. You'll see some of my base during the time lapse, during the raid. I go into my base and get some golden carrots because I was running low. That's why I actually came back to the base and ended up starting a raid. But it was good because I got a totem of undying, so it was worth it. So is this survival? Question 2. Yes, it is completely survival, 100% survival. I've never used creative mode in this world. It is all survival. Do I use /time? No, I do not. You can see my bed on the beacon in many parts during the time lapse. I am just not a big fan of monsters at night trying to kill me, so I decided that I'm going to sleep whenever it becomes night. I have a clock in my inventory. I always know when it's night. Plus my main starter base is underground as well, so it helps to know what time it is while you're underground. This question bothers me a lot. Why don't you use /fill? It wouldn't make for a good time lapse. What the hell are you thinking? I mean, if I use /fill, then this isn't fun. This isn't part of the build. I wouldn't show it. Question 3, how big is the hole? It is 101 blocks in diameter. The reason that it's that exact number is because the radius of the beacon from the beacon block is 50 blocks in every direction. Up, down, north, south, east, and west. So my thought process in terms of building a hole was, what if I use the entire range of the beacon? And that's what I did. Question 4, how did I get a perfect circle? There is a circle generator online. You can easily find it by searching Minecraft circle generator in Google, but I'm going to provide a link to it in the description below. That way you can go and make your own project like this. Extra question that I didn't write down, but I just thought of it. What texture pack do I use? I use the Zuma Void's Vanilla Tweaks texture pack. There's also a couple data packs installed from Vanilla Tweaks, such as more mob heads and a couple other ones I'm not going to mention, but you'll see the heads drop in the raid, so if you're wondering about that, that's why it happens. So question 5, how did I make the time lapse? So I use Streamlabs OBS because I used to stream, but the main way I do that is I have 2 Minecraft accounts. I have the one that you see me play on in order to keep track of stats, and that's the one I always play on. And then I have a camera account that was an account given to me a very, very long time ago. I'd say almost 6 years ago almost, that I just had the password and the username for. So I use it for other things like time lapses. I don't use it for any other reason. So what I do with Streamlabs is I open the camera account first. That way Streamlabs recognizes that that's the priority Minecraft. And then I open the other Minecraft account on the same computer. Then on your main account, you go into the world. You open at the LAN, make sure you turn on spectator in the select mode, I guess, and then turn on cheats because you will need to actually, if you mess it up, you will have to put yourself into spectator. And then basically after I record everything, I put in the Adobe Premiere Pro. The way that you speed it up is you put in all your clips from wherever you decide to put them, and you right click, you go to speed/duration, and you just turn the percentage way up. For me, all these clips in this video are at around 100 times speed. I think 100 times is the max you can do without rendering it and then coming back and placing it in again. I decided that was too much work and I'm not going to do it. So how far was I going down? I was going to y = 40. This is question 6, by the way. Y = 40, that's where I want to build the main area of the farms. So y = 40 is going to be like the barrier between the perimeter and the redstone area, where I'll build all the redstone stuff like shulker box unloaders, all the tubes from the farms and the perimeter coming in and basically going into a storage system. That's the plan, at least. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see. This is all about experimentation. Question 7, how much time did it take? I would say it took me around 9 hours total, split over 5 days. So that's a little, about 1 3/4 of an hour every day, which isn't too bad. If you're going to do something like this, don't try and do it all in one session because you will get burnt out and you will not enjoy your life. Question 8, how many blocks did I mine? At this point, the total amount of blocks is 192,474. And the way I keep track of those numbers is using Excel. Basically, whenever I log into the world, I take into account the stats before I dig the hole. So in Excel, I actually log the starting amount before I start the build. And then once I start the time lapse, and once I end it, I take a note of how many, or what the new number is of stats blocks that I mined. And then I just set up an Excel function to subtract them, and that's how I figured out how many blocks I had total. In case you were wondering about the specific amount of ores I got from this, iron and coal are the only ones that spawn at above y equals 40. So I got 1,451 iron ore and 2,001 coal ore. And if you want the exact numbers of everything I mined, there will be a picture at the end of this video with all the numbers. Every single number that I have from this build so far will be at the end. Question 9, do I store anything? No. Usually I just take what I have in my inventory, I put them into shulker boxes, then I go back down and mine some more. I keep all the ores, I keep all the gravel, and I kept all the sand and the sandstone when I was doing the beginning of the build. But now I don't really have to worry about that since sand and sandstone aren't that far down. Question 10, how many tools have I used? I have not broken any tools. I repair them. So what I did is I made 10 carbon copies of pickaxes and 10 shovels that are exactly the same. Gave them all the same enchantments, so efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, silk touch, and mending. That way I didn't have to waste diamonds on 20 something pickaxes and 20 something shovels. I could always just repair them. And the way I did that is I have Nimbomb's Ender Mini Farm, which is Fun Farms episode 23. I'll post a link to it in the description. And I use cactus and bamboo silos, or XP silos, whatever you want to call them. You can just search up XP silos on YouTube and you'll find a shit ton of videos about them. Question 11, have I considered TNT or used any? Yes, I've considered it. No, I have not used any. I wanted to do this beginning part by hand. I've never done anything this big by hand, so I decided that it'd be really fun to do. And now these questions, these next 3, are questions that I'm going to put a timestamp to in the description. You probably actually skipped to this part if you were wondering about it. These are questions that don't involve the build directly, but sort of ask a question about me and how I stay motivated and what I do. Question 12 is, how do I stay motivated to build this? I have a ton of patience. I'm not going to get into why I have this much patience, but in terms of building things, it's great to have a sense of patience because you can't just expect it to be done in one day. Never expect anything on this scale to be done in one day. It is incredibly difficult to sit down and do this in one day. You can, but you shouldn't. Just because you're going to get so tired and so burnt out, you're not going to want to continue. After I finished the hole in this time lapse, I was thinking, holy shit, I can now start on my project. This is amazing. I finished it. If I did that all in 9 hours, I would have said, thank God I'm done. I'm not going to continue. I'm just going to leave it here for a while until I come back to it. I want to get this done by the end of summer. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I hope it does. I just have summer classes and stuff I have to worry about. I have a sleep study in 2 days and I need to worry about. So it's a mixture of things. I hope to get it done. I don't know when it's going to get done, but I'm motivated and I'm very excited to keep continuing with it, especially with the support from all the Redditors who have seen my project, have upvoted it, and loved the idea and wanted to see more of it. Thank you all for your support. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere when I posted that one for the first time, posted that first time lapse, but clearly you guys liked it, and I will post more of it, and I will post every single thing I do on this project because you guys want to see it, and I want to keep building it. So question 13 is the world download. I've gotten some questions about world downloads, and the answer is no, not at the moment. Right now, I will work on finishing the project, and then I will see if I can copy just the volcano into a separate world, into a world with the same seed at least. So that way all my survival stuff, which you'll see in the raid part of this video, is not in the same file. Because personally, I don't want you guys going through my stuff and looking at the things that I built beforehand. I just want to make it where the volcano is available, and then you can do whatever else you want on the world. You can make it your home base and then build whatever else you want in the world. I don't care. And lastly, question 14, how do you do these big projects? Like, what is your plan of building them, and how do you go about it? The first thing that I would do whenever I'm planning a big project, and I recommend you to do this as well, is plan your project. And you can do that by drawing your project on a piece of paper. I have a piece of paper here on my desk that actually has the circle, the volcano itself, the interior mapped out how I want to do it. I've already thought ahead of this project, and I've prepared for it for so long. And that's number 2, is preparing in-game for your project. So if you're going to be doing a lot of digging, prepare a lot of tools like I did. Build a really good XP farm. Build Ilmango's gold farm. I'll post a link to that as well, because that thing is insane. But drawing is very important, because while you're drawing it, you can get a ton of ideas on what you want to do. Now, are you going to be able to visualize it in your head and build it and draw it perfectly? No, of course not. It's a rough sketch. Everything starts with a rough sketch and a rough idea. When you get in game, you can refine it and make changes to your liking. Step 2 would be finding a place to build your project. For me, I just found a large open area next to a desert. That's what I wanted. That's what I found. Plains next to a desert, a village close by for me to take villagers from when I get to that point. So I did a lot of searching for that area. In terms of actually building the project and wanting to keep going with it, I would recommend listening to music or watching a good show on Netflix. For example, I've finished Breaking Bad, but I'm probably going to go back and watch it as I'm building the volcano, just because I like the show and I want to watch it again. Music, I don't know what you like. Personally, for me, I listen to a lot of 1960s and 1990s music, so Red Hot Chili Peppers, Cowboy Mouth, anything like that. I've been recently getting into it. I've been listening to that while building the project because it keeps me going. I want to listen to more of the music, so I want to dig more. But other than that, I think I've answered all the questions that I get a lot. If you have any other questions that you want to ask and you haven't seen them before, or I haven't answered them in this video, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, I'll answer them. I'll answer them as quick as I can. It depends on what I'm doing and other stuff. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this Q&A, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. You know, turn on the notifications or whatever, because more updates to this project will be coming soon. They'll be posted to Reddit. They'll be posted here. I will probably be live streaming some of this, so you can follow my live stream in the description, as well as my Reddit page. I'll post that down below, and of course subscribe. You know, the little button thing that does the job. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys when I do the next part of this project. See ya.